it's Nick Layton.
And it's Leah Bonema.
And we had so many great questions from you all in the wilderness.
Ow!
That we have a bonus episode. So here we go. Our first question is, quote, I was very good friends with a woman, let's call her Lisa, for about 6 years. We hung out multiple times a month, we texted constantly, and my husband and I even babysat her kids when she went out of town. A few years ago, I noticed her behavior was starting to change. She stopped asking me about myself and would monologue for 2 straight hours when we went to dinner. She also made some new friends and would call me and say, I wanted to hang out with them, but they canceled. Are you available today instead? I decided to talk to her about how she was not being a good friend. After the 3rd dinner, where she didn't ask me a single thing, I told her that the way she was being a friend was not kind or acceptable. If she was open to changing, I would like to stay her friend. But as you may suppose, she never reached out again, and we haven't spoken in nearly 3 years. Here is the etiquette question. A year before we ended our friendship, I lent her our very fancy, expensive waffle maker so she could use it with her kids. It's been 4 years since I lent it, and she's never given it back. I have long resigned myself to thinking of it as a gift and written off the loss. However, our other friends bring up the missing waffle maker constantly. If anyone mentions Lisa, our other friends will chime in with, and she stole your waffle maker. They say I'd be in the right to text her at any time and ask for it back. In your opinion, when would you have asked for the waffle maker back? When I realized the friendship was going downhill? When I talked to her about the state of our friendship? I've run into her once in the ensuing years. Should I have brought it up then?
I'd like to get a look at this waffle maker.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of had me at expensive waffle maker.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's like the very fancy cappuccino machines with all the like but instead it's waffles coming out.
I mean, I'm definitely picturing chrome, very shiny materials.
I am absolutely picturing chrome.
And then it's got to be Belgian, right? I mean, expensive has to mean Belgian.
We should have Googled. Should we Google now?
I mean, there's so many expensive waffle makers out there.
Well, the pricing doesn't matter to me so much as more. I want to, when I visualize this story, I want to see this waffle maker.
It would have been nice had our letter writer included a photo, just so we could get a little bit of the vibe.
I'm not putting this on our letter writer, but I need to, for this story, I want to see the waffle maker.
Well, and just FYI to our listeners, if you send us a question, we do like to have associated materials and backup and receipts and visuals, videos. We like to have assets.
I love how we're requesting our lovely Wolves family send us like a binder full of information.
We would like to have a presentation. Thank you so much. So for this, yeah, I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. What do you think?
I would actually be very interested in hearing your thoughts.
So, okay, we basically have ended a friendship. Okay, fine. I guess my first question is, did we know when we had the conversation with them that the relationship was going to end at that time? Like, did we think that was a relationship ending conversation? Because if we did, then I guess I would have asked for the waffle maker before that.
I guess if we thought this could possibly, yes, go that way, we should have, I planned it. No, let me restate. I want to step back even further than this.
Okay.
And say, because of the way this is written, I'm not 100% sure our letter writer wants to get this waffle maker back. I think it's because the friends keep bringing it up and saying, you could get that back. So then they feel like they should, because they're saying, I've written it off.
Right. Yeah. Are the friends being helpful, or are they just being sort of gossipy?
Yeah. Are they sort of being gossipy and like needling? Like, oh, you should get that back. Yeah. I often don't engage, not because I'm not capable, but because that's not where I want my energy to go.
Yeah. Although I do like when somebody does a bad thing, that bad thing is now associated with them forever. And so it's like, oh, they're the person who like showed up with extra guests at your dinner party, or like she's the one who stole your waffle maker. Like I do like that follows people.
Oh, me too. But I think we can also with our friends call her like the waffle maker thief, but then not feel obligated to then go get it.
Yes, you are not obligated to retrieve this item. That's true. And I do appreciate that you have emotionally written it off. But I also think that you could totally just ask for it at this point because the relationship is over.
The relationship is done.
Like, what harm could happen at this point. So I think if you just send a text and be like, hey, hope you're well. I was hoping to make waffles with my family this weekend. Do you still have my waffle maker?
Yeah, I think you're well within your rights to just do that.
Right? And then they'll be like, no. And then you can decide if that's a lie or not. But like, that's the end of it either way. Or they could be like, yes, when you want it back. And then you could coordinate.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely within your rights to ask for it now.
Yeah. And so you could do that. I think it's an interesting question. Do we think Lisa still has it?
I do.
She does. And then would she admit she has it and would she return it?
That could go either way.
That really could go either way for me. Yeah, I really could see a world in which Lisa's like, no, I don't have it. And she totally does.
I could see a world in which she doesn't respond.
Oh, yes. I could definitely, I mean, no response is a response for this one.
No response is I'm keeping your waffle maker.
But I think in terms of timing, I don't know if I would have had the conversation while I'm also having the you're not a good friend conversation. I don't know if that would have been the timing for me, which is like, oh, I don't think you're being a very good friend. And also, can I have my waffle maker back?
I mean, the thing is that when people borrow things, like they should give it back. So really, you can bring it up whenever because they're at fault here.
Yeah. Oh, you've done nothing wrong.
So the easiest thing, I think, it's like when you're asking what would have been the best time, it's sort of like, what would have been the best time for you to be guaranteed to get it back? If that's the question.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would have been well before you ended the friendship.
Yes.
Although I'm not sure that if this person is so like not into your friendship anymore, like I'm not sure asking before that hard conversation would have actually worked either. She probably would have been like, oh yeah, I'll get it back to you, and then never followed up. So like you could have been chasing this waffle maker forever, no matter when you asked.
Yeah, I think that's also a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, this person is clearly going through a thing where they're just very into themselves.
Yeah, and their waffles. I do find it's disappointing when an expensive waffle maker is held hostage, though. I mean, that feels like as an appliance, I don't love that that's out in the world and not safe in my own home.
So, I mean, we could go on a waffle maker hostage retrieval mission.
Yeah, okay.
We could text our friend or ex-friend. We could text our ex-friend, hey, I'm in the area.
Oh, okay.
Would love to swing by and get that waffle maker. So it's more like, now, the friendship's over. You can do what you want now.
Might as well just show up at their house, actually.
Might as
just
well
ring the
show
doorbell.
up at their house and go, hey, you got that waffle maker?
Yeah. I mean, show up on like Sunday morning, see if it's actually in use, just unplug it from the wall, mid waffle making.
Yeah, they're using it. And you're like,
Sorry,
I
kids.
just came to get this. Thanks.
Still hot. Yeah. So I think it's up to you. If you want the waffle maker back, feel free to text. See how that goes. If it's just to appease your friends that are needling you, it's up to you if you want to indulge that. So you could still call this person waffle maker stealing Lisa, no matter what you do.
No matter what. You can always be, what's that? WMS Lisa, the waffle maker stealer?
So our next question is, quote, what is the etiquette as a customer when you witness another customer being rude to an employee? Specifically, today I was in a coffee shop and the customer in front of me was berating an employee for not giving him enough sugar packets. The angry customer glanced in my direction a few times, I suspect seeking agreement that he was being deprived of sugar, but I merely avoided eye contact and stayed quiet until he left. Could I have handled this better, or was I right to stay out of the situation?
I just want to say something up top. It still blows my mind that there are people out there that think it's okay to yell at people behind counters over nothing.
Yeah, and I think it is true. Everybody should have to work in the service industry once in their life. I think in their teens, early 20s. I think this is important. I think everybody should be required to do this.
Yeah. The idea of yelling about anything at another adult
Sure.
outside of an emergency situation, or you like hurting my family member or dogs, is like, what are you talking about?
Also, not enough sugar packets?
Not enough sugar packets.
Also, how much sugar are you needing?
Calm it down.
Also, in what coffee shop are there not just like sugar packets everywhere? Like, what is actually happening here?
So I think that we can all deduce from this that the person in front of us is a poopy person.
That's a technical etiquette term. Mm-hmm.
A PP.
Mm-hmm. So
we definitely do not want to give them any air or support. And it's just, how far do we want to go in being like, no, your behavior's not acceptable.
Right. So I guess you can do what you did, which I think was the right response, which is like, I'm not going to agree with you. you're clearly looking at me because you want me to take your side. And like, I'm not going to take your side. So you are depriving this person of some sort of like agreement. And I think that's helpful.
Yeah, you're pulling air out of their fire.
Right. So that's good. I think you could jump in with I think that's quite enough. If you wanted to sort of like say something and like kind of end it. Like if they're berating or they're actually getting like abusive, I think you could jump in and be like, I think that's quite enough, sir.
I think you can also, if you feel safe when they look at you, you can give them a cold stare, letting them know that we as a civilized society are not yelling at people over sugar packets.
Right. Yeah. So I think those are some considerations for sure. I think when that person leaves, and hopefully they will leave at some point, I think it is very nice to acknowledge what just happened to the person behind the counter.
Yes. I was going to say that next.
Definitely key. I think something along the lines of like, wow, that was intense. Or, golly, sorry you had to deal with that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So sorry that there are people like that.
Yeah. So I think that's nice just to remind the person behind the counter that like, oh, there are still good people in the world and that is unusual. And also like, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and you see their humanity and you're sorry that they had to put up with that.
And I think another occasion where you might want to jump in is if clearly the customer is not understanding something that happened or is saying something that happened that didn't, and you know that for a fact, and they're just clearly gaslighting, you could jump in. Be like, oh, actually, they gave you 5 packets. So you do have 5 packets. I saw that. Like, if you felt like you could jump in a safe way and you weren't in harm's way, like, you could correct the record.
I was with Dustin at an airport. I may have brought this up because we have been doing this podcast since before I was born, and I can't remember what's been covered. But this obviously man, no kidding, I've seen women do it too, but was going so hard on this waitress, like so hard. It was so inappropriate. And I went over to somebody behind the counter because he was like, I'm bringing in your manager, like all this stuff. And we'd been there from the beginning. The waitress was lovely. She was so flummoxed. She had no idea. This person was asking basically for like 30 sugar packets and she had only brought 5 or whatever. Okay. And they were just going, so they'd obviously had a horrible day at the airport, no excuse, and taking it all on her. So I went over and I said, hey, this person's really going hard on that waitress. I just wanted you to know from another person seated in the area, she's done everything right. And she could probably use some backup. And if they complain, it's them. And then when she came to us, I said, I'm so sorry. And I said, I went over and told the people that you need backup and
very nice
that you didn't do anything wrong. That way, because those people also put in complaints about you later.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's nice to have somebody's back.
And sometimes you don't feel safe. And I think Nick brought that up and that's important. And so if you feel unsafe, I think doing the first thing where you either look away or you stare at their face, you're just not agreeing.
Yeah, I think that was the perfect way to handle that. So letter writer, I think you did great. You tried to take the oxygen out of the situation. And golly, I really hope this person gets all the sugar they need in the future because clearly this is an issue.
Well, I think the issue, Nick, they needed that sugar because they clearly aren't sweet enough. And that's what we could say. We could say, I think that man needs like 30 packets because he needs a little sweetness.
Nice.
What a sour face.
So our next question is, quote, I'm hoping you can explain the etiquette of doors, in particular, entries and exits that have 2 or more doors. For example, a local mall has 4 sets of double doors. 8 doors total. Presumably, 2 sets of doors should be used for entering, and 2 sets of doors should be used for exiting. But once someone is in front of a door, it somehow feels awkward or rude to pass them to use the other set of entry doors, even if they're walking more slowly. Indeed, I've noticed that other people seem to feel this as well. And that when someone is going through a door, everyone going in the same direction queues up behind them instead of using the second set of doors. With a simple double door, if someone is entering at the same time someone is exiting, I've noticed that one person often waits for the other to go through and then uses the same door, even though another one is available. Is it rude to open the entry door as someone else is using the exit door? Luckily, I've never seen anyone get door rage, and we will likely all muddle through with excuse me's and sorries. But it does feel like there should be rules on this.
I guess my confusion with this question, I wish this person was here with us now and we could like have a graph on the wall, like with a pointer, because when they're saying because there's multiple ways to visualize this. It's these, many places have 2 sets of doors to keep the air in or the heat in. But then we have doors all along. My question is, are they talking about the set of door when they say 2 doors, or are they talking about the 2 doors within the same doorway?
Yeah, no, this definitely is very like train A leaves Chicago at 4:09 p.m. and train B leaves Cincinnati at 5:09 p.m. What is the probability of drawing the blue marble? Like, this is definitely a brain teaser for sure.
It's a brain teaser, and I think it would be if I could just have a diagram.
Yeah, we definitely need a diagram for this one. But here's what I'm picturing. I was picturing a wall of doors, just 8 doors across, 4 sets.
But are you picturing in 4 sets of 2?
I am picturing we have double door, double door, double door, double door, all in a line, all facing a parking lot.
Okay.
But your idea that, it's actually, there's like a vestibule for climate control. There's 2 sets of doors, a little vestibule, and then 2 more sets of doors. That does feel more like what I've seen in the real world.
Yeah, that seems like what's happening outside.
Because the idea of like 8 doors across, I mean, unless this is like a stadium, the version that's like, it's actually 2 sets and then 2 sets, like that is a little more like what we normally encounter in our lives.
Because are they visualizing that 1 door is for out and 1 door is for in within the same doorway? Or are we saying that 1 whole doorway is for in and 1 whole doorway is for out?
So I think that they're saying the left set of doors, the double doors on the left, that's for exiting. And then the double doors on the right, that's for entering.
Okay.
I think that's what they're saying.
Okay.
It's not that within 1 door frame, the right side hingey thing is for entering and the left side hingey thing is for exiting. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
I think the whole doorway is intended for one direction.
Because we have many doorways where we have both directions in 1 doorway.
Yes, it's basically the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum physics. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. So, okay, let's talk about entering and exiting then, given what is possible. I think that, let's say there's a double door and there's another double door. Do you feel like 1 set is intended for exiting and 1 is for entering, or is everything fair game? Do you stick to the right, or do you feel like any of these doors is fair to use for any direction?
I often feel like if they want you to stick to 1 door for a direction, it's labeled.
Ah, great point. Okay.
And there's a sign at the top of the door.
Enter.
Enter here, or do not exit here.
Right. Okay, so absent signage, I do think in places where we drive on the right, I feel like we would still use this convention of use the thing on the right-hand side. Always stick to the right. Those are the doors to use.
But I feel like in a mall entrance,
it's chaos.
people are just walking up using whatever door.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
think
doing
people
whatever.
are thinking I'm going to stick to the right door at all. They're thinking what's closer to the area that I parked in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now we have a set of double doors, and I guess our letter writer wants to know, what do we do when somebody is exiting while we're entering, right?
So now we're in the same door frame.
We are in the same door frame. Somebody is coming towards us. We're walking towards the door. We both want to use this doorway. And so what do we do?
I always just pull the door and step back to let the person pass through.
Yeah. Now, I guess there's the question of if 2 of us are approaching a door and we're going in the same direction, how is that supposed to go down?
I like to just open the door and let the other person go in front of me.
Yeah, that also might be best, because the alternative is you grab the left door towards you, I grab the right door towards me, and now we're both like trying to go through the door frame and have doors swing behind us. That feels too much.
It's too much. I'm just going
to
pull the door back, let you go this 1 second.
Yeah.
And I am thinking like of a lot of buildings in New York where people are exiting and people are entering, but often those doors actually have a middle frame. So nobody's walking in the middle. They are clearly 2 separate doors.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I'm familiar with these types of middle door frame things.
Yeah, I know what I'm seeing. I see it in my head. I've seen it.
No, I believe you.
I just feel like in some places it's very clear. This side's leaving, this side's entering.
Yeah, I would say in my building, I have a set of double doors. Actually, I have 2 sets of double doors in my building. I think I'm living this story. We always wait for someone else. 2 people are never going through the door at the same time. Everybody's always holding one. Like, that's the deal.
I'm always happy to wait. It's literally going to be a second.
Yeah, I think maybe that is the rule. We are going one at a time through a double set of doors, and that's what it needs to be. Yeah, I think maybe that's what the rule should be. Only took us 20 minutes to get there.
Okay, I think we got it.
Okay, so that's it. So, our next question is, quote, what is your stance on surprise parties? And is it okay to tell someone you just don't like them? My sister has arranged some sort of surprise for me for 2 of my last 4 birthdays. Generally, they involve her showing up somewhere like my workplace or other event with some form of cake. Both times, we had already celebrated my birthday together privately, but she shows up again with something extra as a special surprise. I know that these big gestures are well-intentioned, and she's the type of person who would probably enjoy being on the receiving end of such a surprise. But for me, as a generally more introverted person who already doesn't love birthday attention, I find these kinds of surprises stressful and even invasive. In the moment, I feel the only appropriate response is to act happy and grateful, the same way I would when receiving a gift. But I worry that this may only encourage her as she walks away thinking her gesture made me feel special as she intended. Is there a way to explain to her that I don't enjoy birthday surprises without being rude? I don't want her to make her feel bad, but the thought of another unexpected appearance from her gives me anxiety.
I have multiple thoughts on this question.
Yeah, but my first is, I don't like surprises. So I'm with you, letter writer. I don't want this.
I feel the conundrum here is that we obviously care about our sister, and this has been going on.
Yes.
So we want to stop it without making her feel bad about the past.
Right. Okay.
So that's the line.
That's the problem, yeah.
That's the needle we have to thread, because our letter writer has been faking feeling excited and happy because they want their sister to feel appreciated.
Yes, and feigning enthusiasm is a great life skill. I mean, that really is something that you do need to learn how to do as an adult. So I appreciate that you're doing it well.
I recently had a thought to myself because I am much more introverted than a lot of people I know. And I do like to make people feel good, and I don't feel bad about that. But you wonder, at what point do you run out of energy for feigning enthusiasm for things that you're just not enthusiastic about anymore? Because I do think you will run out.
Yeah, you're going to hit a wall at some point.
And you're allowed to not like the things you don't like.
Yeah, and I think that's something about getting older is that you become more comfortable with that. You're just more comfortable with knowing yourself and like, yeah, that doesn't work for me.
And I think I was been thinking about the word midlife crisis recently.
Okay.
Or I guess those are 2 words. And I actually don't think it's a crisis. I think it's at a certain point you're like, oh, I'm doing all these things because I want everybody around me to feel good and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I have limited energy. How many of these things do I actually not like doing?
Yeah. Yeah, life is too short.
And then how do we fix that without hurting the feelings of the people that we care about?
Right. So I think definitely you're not in the wrong. Not liking surprise parties, not a problem. I'm totally with you.
When I read this, I was like, Nick gets it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, I don't want it because for so many reasons. I mean, part of it is you're not going to throw a party that is going to meet my needs. Like I have needs, music needs, decor needs, menu needs. You're just not going to nail it. And, and that's okay. And it's just easier for me to be involved in the planning. It just is. It just saves everybody a lot of trouble. And so don't try to guess what I might like. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to guess. It's not possible. You cannot get inside this brain to know what will actually make me happy. And so don't try. Just don't try. And so I get it. So I think for this, it's about timing. The time to do this is not immediately before your birthday and immediately afterwards. Like that's the danger zone. Can't do that. But I think 6 months away from your birthday, on your half birthday, I think a polite yet direct conversation with her, which is like, hey, really love that you want to do something special for my birthday. Just know surprises just like aren't my thing anymore. And so moving forward, like, let's just keep it simple. Let's just like have a nice dinner. That's really what I want to celebrate.
What I love about what Nick said, besides everything, but what I love in particular is the word anymore.
Yeah.
So that way it feels like, hey, moving forward, like I just want to do something the two of us. I love us. I don't want to do something public. I'm getting more and more introverted. Just say that.
Oh, that's nice. I'm getting more and more introverted. Yes, that's nice. It's sort of an evolution.
And I love the anymore. That way we're not talking about that. We don't have to make them feel bad about the last parties.
No, I loved you showing up at my office with cake unexpectedly.
And then I have to be
so
on instead of just like relaxing the way I wanted to. And that way, I think that's really nice. I think that's a nice way to do it.
But as a reminder to everyone, unless you are 1,000% sure that someone loves surprises like this, 1,000%, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
I'm probably still going to sing to you in restaurants, Nick, but
that's different than, hey, I'm tricking you and now we're in a restaurant.
No, that's why I think it's very different is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I know that there are some battles I will never win.
Yes.
And so, yes, the embarrassing happy birthday song in public from Leah, yes, I can't escape that. And so I have accepted my fate.
Oh, I wrote you a poem once.
Yeah, no, you've always made my birthday very memorable.
But I've never done a surprise because I know better.
Yeah, surprises is not my thing. I mean, shocking, but not my thing. So our next thing is, quote, I think I have a vent, but who even knows what this might fall under? I started a new job, and the first day I reported to work, I was moving items into my office and getting settled in, when a woman I'd never met barges in and loudly states, give me some raisins. I have never been more confused in my life. I was trying to process what she said, and she repeated, give me some raisins, before shutting my door and leaving me speechless. I guess I know what I'll bring to the first staff potluck.
Do we have a new category that's called what?
What? I mean, what is happening? Give me some raisins?
You're like, is this a code for some kind of spy that we don't know about?
Oh, like some Cold War envelope swap?
Yes.
Give me some raisins. The geese fly at night. And then we swap envelopes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess from an etiquette perspective, the polite way would be to knock, introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Lisa. Are there still raisins in here? I mean, that would be the polite way to request raisins.
I like the way that you've taken this situation. That is the polite way to request raisins.
I've been giving this a lot of thought. The only thing I can think of is that the person who was previously in this office was the office raisin supplier. And this woman didn't know that you were now in this office, that the occupants have changed. And so she was just expecting to walk in and get raisins. And so obviously she was confused because that office raisin person isn't in this office anymore.
But then it goes back to what you said first, which is this, but this is not a way in which a person requests raisins.
Yeah, we don't barge in and just demand raisins.
So it feels like we're missing a key piece of the puzzle, and I wish we could find this raisin person and say, was this a part of a dare or some sort of one of those hunts where you have to find 10 things
it's
on
a scavenger
the Yes.
Hunt. Also, give me some raisins. Just give them to me. Loose?
Like a handful of loose raisins.
Is that what's happening?
When you reach in, they're clearly in your pocket from the day before, as we all carry
them.
Yeah,
they linty? Yeah. What? Okay.
But you know how on, well, I know you know, Nick, how on Love Island,
okay,
at the end they all have to go ask. It's always the guys have to go ask the girls for randomly weird things and see if they can get them to do them without explaining it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is definitely some sort of challenge dare.
Yeah, is this a challenge?
Go into the new employee's office and demand raisins?
Yes. Are we going to find out later?
I dare you to.
I dare you to ask for raisins without any explanation.
Yeah. Give me some raisins. Also, I mean, I like raisins, but not desperately like this.
Yeah, I'm not thirsty for raisins.
So I think bringing raisins to the potluck, I think that's great. I would definitely ask around and be like, this woman came into my office and demanded raisins. Is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
Unless the only other explanation is that you do work at a raisin company. And so there is the expectation that you would have raisins. She needs to see the new raisins, the new model of raisins.
Yeah, the new line. Where are the raisins?
Need to evaluate them. Got the boss coming. So, I mean, the explanations are not good.
I need to follow up on this one. When this
We need to
person's
follow
been
up,
there
yeah.
for a few months, if they could please figure out what the raisin situation is.
Yeah, letter writer, you do need to follow up and let us know. Did you mishear? I mean, I know this woman said, give me some raisins twice. So feel like your hearing was good, but like, was it a different word? Give me some
reasons.
Give me some reasons? Also weird to barge into an office and say that, but like slightly better in a professional setting.
Well, maybe they were thinking that you were going to sing the second part of the song. Give me some reasons. And then you go to stay here and I'll turn right back around.
Okay, not helping, but plausible. Maybe this was a karaoke day. Okay. Yes, so letter writer, you must follow up with us. Let us know what's the deal. What happened here?
Very, very, what's the deal with raisins?
What's the deal with somebody barging in your office and saying, give me some raisins? So, you out there, do you have any questions for us? Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. So, send them to us. Send them to us through our website, reraisedbywolves.com, or you can leave us a voicemail or send us a text message, 267-CALL-RBW. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.